I'm Gabby VanderMolen. You may know me best as the Life in the Hills editor these days, but I'm the volunteer coordinator. And when our volunteers are filling our halls and singing to our residents and visiting with each other, with our friends, I help get them started, help get them settled in, and help get them out on the job. So usually, as Paul was saying, we have a beautiful dinner where we recognize our volunteers, but tonight we're doing it this way, and we've been recognizing volunteers out of doors, some people who can't come in the building. We've been thanking them for their service. But tonight, it's about the Molly Osler Volunteer of the Year Award. And so it's my pleasure to tell you about that award. Each year, Glacier Hill's highest volunteer honor goes to one individual who stands out among all volunteers in years of service as well as depth of involvement. The recipient shines as an example of what it means to serve our community. Molly was our 2019 Volunteer of the Year. An illness abruptly took her from us far too soon. Molly spent every Saturday for 11 years calling bingo in Manor Assisted Living. We will always remember Molly because she was so generous, not only with her time, but also with her friendship. This year, the award is renamed in memory of Molly Osler. Craig Courts, president of Glacier Hills, will now present the 2020 Molly Osler Volunteer of the Year.
Good evening, and thank you for letting us interrupt your dinner this evening for a few minutes. At Glacier Hills, volunteers play a very, very important role in the lives of our residents. And we've always known how important volunteers are, but this year it's just become so much more obvious since we've not been able to have volunteers on campus now for probably 7 months or so. And so we've really seen the impact of what it means when we don't have the volunteers doing the things that they do for our residents and our residents' families and the colleagues here at Glacier Hills. We've been blessed with a very strong volunteer program over the years. And we're really looking forward to the day that the volunteers can be welcomed back on our campus. It's nice to have the chance to meet some of our superstar volunteers. I had a chance to meet one earlier, and we'll be able to recognize Joyce this evening. So reading glasses and masks don't work so well together. It's a delight that the first Volunteer of the Year award that I have the honor of presenting is going for the very first time to a current resident of Glacier Hills. So let me just share a little bit about Joyce. Joyce and her husband Bob moved to Glacier Hills in December of 1996. As soon as they settled in, Joyce put her library degree to use managing the Glacier Hills Library. By early 1997, she was taking library books to the Care and Rehab Center once a week to make books accessible to all residents. She also started writing articles for the Glacier Hills newsletter. Joyce has not slowed down since. Over the years, Joyce volunteered as a Glacier Hills historian, tracking historical information that came into the library. She served in numerous committee assignments, including the Foundation Board of Directors and the Dining Committee. She taught a writing class to residents for a number of years. She is proud of her work with Carl Hauser, researching the possibility of opening a child care center here on campus, and ultimately proposed the project to the Foundation for funding. Perhaps Joyce is best known for her role as editor of Ideas and Images for the past 20 years. It all started with a few women in the manor getting together to share short stories and poems. From that small group reading aloud, Ideas and Images was born as a few pages stapled together. Today, the publication we know and love is a robust collection of resident essays, poems, short stories, and artwork. It is professionally printed and bound annually for all to enjoy. While she retired as the editor this year, Joyce remains active in the publication of Ideas and Images as an advisor and proofreader. Many of you know Joyce Plummer as a great neighbor and a good friend. Today we honor Joyce for her exceptional contributions to our community as a volunteer. Joyce, please come forward and be recognized.
Joyce, can you
This is,
slide over here?
this is a bit much. I'd like to keep busy, and I came here, started being busy, and I still am. So. I thank you very much. Can I go sit down now?
So, well, these are yours, so make sure you take the flowers and the award with you. And you may all be interested to know that the Volunteer of the Year award comes with a perpetual award. And so already on display in the manor has been this one, but you see we filled it up. So it's in the lobby of the manor, right outside of Jen Barsh's office. We filled it up last year. And so this year,
I'm the first one.
Joyce is the very first on the new plaque. So we'll get this hung here very soon, and then make sure you stop by and have a look. Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you very much. Can I go with my dinner?
Hello, my name is Paul Arnold, and it's my privilege to present this year's Ruth Monahan Spiritual Service Award to Patty Lynch. First of all, I want to tell you about Ruth Monahan. She spent 2 decades volunteering in our Catholic worship services. She accompanied residents to the services, assisted the deacons and priests when they led the service, and she herself led the rosary. 2 years ago, Ruth went to be with her Lord, and her quiet, faithful service continues to leave an imprint on our community. The Ruth Monahan Spiritual Service Award is given each year to the volunteer who shows dedication, shares inspiration, and shows perseverance to ensure our residents receive spiritual care and encouragement. This year's recipient is Patty Lynch, and she's joining me via Zoom, as this year continues to be what we need to do. And so glad just to see you, Patty, today.
Good to see
Patty
you too.
is a devout Catholic, a devoted wife, a loyal sister, and a servant of Jesus Christ. I don't say those words lightly, but over the past 6 years, I've witnessed Patty's faith in action as she has served the residents at Glacier Hills. In particular, Patty's faithfulness and tender compassion was very evident as she hosted the Tuesday afternoon Catholic services. Patty also received training to be a spiritual care volunteer and visited our residents in their rooms to listen, encourage, and pray with them. And in a great outpouring of love, Patty came to Glacier Hills to care for her sister, Mary Jo Lynch. I was privileged to see these sisters sharing life and seeking meaning and hope in the toughest of situations. So it's my pleasure and privilege to present the Ruth Monahan Spiritual Service Award to Patty Lynch.
Thank you very much, Paul. I'm delighted. I'm happy that you are giving me this award. I'm sure you've heard these words many times, but the truth bears repeating. I really feel like I got more out of it than I gave. I really enjoyed all the residents that I met and that I helped, and they gave back to me a lot of love and a lot of support. And I can't wait to come back. You know, it just really was a big part of my life. And I think I told you once before, when I retired, I had a long list of things I thought I would want to do. And on the one of the things on the list was that I thought I would want to read books to kids. And when I retired, a friend who had retired gave me some good advice. She said, don't decide too quickly what you're going to do, because it may come to you. And indeed, that's what happened. When I saw the notice in a church bulletin that you needed people to help to be transported to the Catholic service, I looked at it. Actually, my husband found it, and he said, you know, that's something you should do, or you could do. And I thought, well, that's a good idea, especially if he supports me in doing that. That's a good thing for me to do as a volunteer activity. So I started doing that, and then after a year or two, you asked me to make some visits, to make some visits and assess whether or not people needed more help spiritually. So I started doing that, and meeting the people that way. And one day when I walked into one resident's rooms, there was a box of Peter Rabbit books, by the Peter Rabbit with the Beatrice Potter drawings in her original books. And there was a note from the resident's daughter saying, please read these to my mother, because she loved them when she was a mother. She read them to us, and she loved these books. So I selected one of the books and read it to the resident, and I just felt like I was getting a little message from on high that I was in the right place, that I was doing the right thing. And I just have enjoyed all the times that I spent at Glacier Hills, and I can't wait to come back.
Well, we can't wait for you to come back. We're praying for that time, and you can see.
Should I hold up the award a little bit,
Yes,
so people
hold up
can
the
see how
award
beautiful it is?
and the flowers that we gave.
Yes.
You. So we
Beautiful flowers. Thank you very much.
we thank Gabby VanderMolen, our volunteer coordinator, for all that she does, and thank you, Patty, for joining me today.
Thank you.
Young people play a special role at Glacier Hills. When they come here to volunteer, they bring energy, a new perspective, optimism, and an enthusiasm for learning. We sure miss having students on campus, exchanging smiles and stories with the residents. They bring that hope for the future we so need. We can't wait for the day when we reopen our doors and welcome youth back inside. And now I'd like to introduce Craig Quartz, president of Glacier Hills, to present the award.
Good afternoon. Volunteers play a really important role in the lives of our residents, and we've been very blessed over the years to have wonderful volunteers that are very dedicated and committed. It is with pleasure and an honor this afternoon to be able to introduce to you one of our superstar volunteers. So let me just say a few words about Erna. Erna Chu graduated from Rudolph Steiner School this spring and is now a student at the University of Michigan. She has volunteered at Glacier Hills since 2018. Until COVID-19 closed our campus to visitors, Erna organized craft days in the Dobson Life Enrichment Center for memory care residents. Erna develops the idea for the craft, obtains needed supplies, and recruits friends to help residents create the masterpieces. When Erna first came to Glacier Hills, she said, "I love working with seniors and really want to help people living in senior centers feel like they have friends and are still able to have fun. I also want to expand my experience with working with all kinds of different people and getting to know many diverse people." Erna has indeed achieved her goal of bringing fun and companionship into the lives of our residents. Erna, we celebrate you and the difference that you make for our residents. Congratulations. All right.
It is such an honor to be here today and to receive this award. First, I want to thank Gabby and all of the other amazing employees here at Glacier Hills. You are really so appreciated by all of us. And I also want to thank my mom and my classmates who have helped me so much with my volunteering here. Not all of us could be here today, but I know that Glacier Hills is really special to all of us. And we've all really, really loved every moment that we've spent here. So yeah, it was about 2 years ago now that I first had the idea to start a club at my high school and bring together a few of my friends who all were interested and wanted to bring some hands-on arts and crafts activities to the seniors here. And amazingly, we were able to make that happen. And I truly am so thankful that I've been able to have this amazing experience, meeting and talking to so many seniors, learning about all of their life stories and being able to share art and beauty with them is truly a privilege. And also really being inspired by them, and definitely that I learned from them just as much or more than they ever learned from me. So I'm so thankful that I've had such a wonderful experience volunteering here at Glacier Hills, and I can't wait until we can all be together again and do more fun activities together. I hope everyone stays healthy and safe, and again, thank you for this honor. It means a lot to me.
And Susan, we're so happy you're here. This is not at all how I had envisioned this evening. I have all kinds of emotions about it. I feel so happy to be here with you and celebrating you and all that you do for our residents. And then I miss the big party and the seeing everyone together and the dinner and the music and just the great feeling that comes with that. So, but I'm glad that we can do this and that we can really highlight how you are here for our residents and how you've been made a difference in their lives. And so we're just so pleased to celebrate the 2020 presentation of the Tom and Jeanette Gaffield Gift of Music Award. Piano with Tom was part of the fabric of Glacier Hills for over 14 years. And Tom Gaffield's his monthly concerts, they were a long time a favorite of our residents because he played all the great old songs. And his wife Jeanette was always by his side. And so because of this couple's long-standing commitment to bringing music to our residents, we give this prestigious award to a musician who carries on the example that the Gaffields have set. So I'm here to present the 2020 Tom and Jeanette Gaffield Gift of Music Award is Glacier Hills President Craig Courts.
At Glacier Hills, volunteers play a crucial role in the lives of our residents. We've been blessed over the years to have very dedicated volunteers, and we really appreciate everything that they do for our residents. We've been very blessed with them. We look forward to the day that the volunteers can return to our campus. It's nice to have a chance to meet some of our superstar volunteers at these volunteer recognition rewards presentations. Tonight, we are pleased to recognize Randy Kreitz as our 2020 award winner. Randy started volunteering in December of 2018. In just over a year, he has given 108 hours of volunteer service. Until the pandemic changed things, he came every Tuesday to play his guitar and sing in the Maple household and in the Care and Rehab Center. Randy plays well-known songs, including folk songs, gospel, and country music. His gentle, kind approach and commitment to playing everyone's favorites is something residents look forward to every week. Now that visitor restrictions keep him away, Randy has recorded songs for us on GHTV, which is Glacier Hill's private Comcast channel. Congratulations, Randy, on this well-deserved achievement, and thank you for the joy that you continue bringing to our residents. You want to sanitize, or I did, so. Okay.
All right, ready? Okay. Well, I really want to say it really is an honor to be here. I think most all volunteers, you don't really do it for the recognition or for awards and things like that. So, certainly didn't expect something like that. But, I think back to December of 18 when I started here and kind of how I got here. And I worked in the corporate world for a long time, and after retiring, I said, I really want to do something. And I used to go see an uncle of mine in a memory care center in Texas. And when we were there, we would notice the joy that music would bring to those groups and how they responded. And I thought, geez, I think I could do that. I played guitar a little bit, and not a great singer, don't sing in public or anything like that, but I said, I think I can do that. So I started looking for an opportunity, and I looked at websites and made some contact with some local residences near Plymouth where we live, and quite frankly, they didn't get back to me. They just somewhat ignored me. So I found another website that had Glacier Hills on it, and the website was very clear. It was very obvious to me that they appreciated volunteers, needed volunteers, and was looking for volunteers. And so I made instant contact, and I want to say almost immediately, Gabby reached out to me and helped me through the application process and just made it so easy for me. So for that, I want to thank her, because she's made a difference in my life, giving me that opportunity. So it was a super easy process, and we almost started right away. And I think back when we did start, you don't know what to do, but she made sure I had groups to be with and places to go and people to see, and the staff was very helpful. And, I got to tell you, what I looked for when I got here was to see, how the residents were treated and what it was like, and was it a good atmosphere and a family atmosphere. And right away, it was. And I felt very comfortable here. And so that allowed me to be myself, number one. And I certainly don't consider myself a superstar, as you mentioned, Craig, but at the same time, it's a very comfortable atmosphere, a very family atmosphere. And I got to tell you, I miss it so much. And when I would come off the elevator on the second floor there to go see my folks in Maple that I used to spend time with every Tuesday, and how happy they were to see me and how happy I was to see them. And the time we would spend together is just, I think about it all the time. It's precious time in my life. So I'm really looking forward to getting back to it. And then going down to the CRC, where I had a different group of people, but at the same time, I could feel their warmth and response to the time that I spent with them. And it may be just a foot tapping or just a hand tapping, but and then when I knew I was going to be gone for a week or two, the disappointment that, oh no, you're not coming back next week. I mean, those kind of things, just hit you right in the heart. So it's been just a great experience for me. And my wife Susan teaches school, and we've had the opportunity for her class to do some projects. Then Gabby's helped with what to do. She's done some cards and some plants and some other projects, and so it's just a great experience really being here. So I appreciate this. I appreciate the recognition. I understand what recognition's about, being in the corporate world and how important it is. But I really want to thank the folks at Glacier Hills, because they make such a difference in my life. So with that, I hope to be here for years to come, and hope to celebrate with somebody else when they get this award next year. So thank you very much.
Great job.
You're
familiar with the Tom and Jeanette Gaffield Children's Garden at Mattei Botanical Gardens. This is but one example of the commitment to local youth for which Tom and Jeanette are so well known. Therefore, we present a Gaffield Youth Gift of Music Award to celebrate young musicians who volunteer their time here at Glacier Hills. This year, the award goes to Jane Altafode. Jane has been volunteering at the Glacier Hills Christmas Eve service since she was a little girl. Along with her brother and sisters, she would carry the creche in a processional, and as she grew, Jane joined the community choir, and in recent years has opened every Christmas Eve service as the soloist. Her beautiful, clear voice calls all to celebrate the worship service. This past year, Jane deepened her involvement. In addition to singing, Jane plays oboe and piano. She performed at concerts in the Dobson Life Enrichment Center, played in households including the Manor Assisted Living, Willow, and Birch. And she helped with a variety of activities, especially in Manor Assisted Living. Jane is a wonderful example of how a young person using music and fun enhances the lives of Glacier Hills residents. Thank you, Jane, for the caring, compassionate way you share your talents with us.
Thank you so much. My little award here. It's such an honor to have been chosen for this award. Glacier Hills has been a part of my life for the longest time, and it's always been such a wonderful place to be able to interact with such amazing people there. I've loved my time there. I am so blessed that I'm able to go there and share my talents with the residents, and I hope I can continue to share my gifts in more ways through the coming years. Thank you.
And thank you.
Good afternoon. So glad we can be here with the Concordia men's basketball team and celebrating your award for volunteerism here at Glacier Hills. Let me tell you a little bit about the June Bennett Teamwork Service Award. The June Bennett Teamwork Service Award recognizes a group of volunteers who work together to serve the residents of Glacier Hills. June Bennett and her husband Buck were residents of Glacier Hills for over 17 years. June was well known for her vitality, her willingness to serve, and especially team-mindedness. June Bennett's life exemplified service to others, and she took volunteerism to its highest level when she inspired others to join her. The Glacier Hills partnership with her sorority, University of Michigan's Delta Gamma, is an example of the teamwork that she believed in. And so we like to present the award to people who really embody that spirit that June Bennett set for all of us. Now I'd like to introduce Craig Quartz, Glacier Hills president, to present the award.
Thank you, Gabby. Volunteers play a really important role here in the lives of our residents at Glacier Hills. And we've realized just how much so this year when we've not been able to have the volunteers on campus. We've had a very robust volunteer program, and so we're really looking forward to the day when the volunteers can come back onto the campus and spend some time with our residents. It is an honor and a privilege to be able to recognize this reward with the team. So thank you. So let me just tell you a little bit about the Concordia men's basketball team. It exemplifies the June Bennett's legacy. They've been volunteering since 2014. The team always makes an impression on our residents. They arrive taller than life and give from the heart. They make our residents feel special. These men have helped all over campus, but seem to gravitate back time and again to the Manor Assisted Living residents. You will find them helping with crafts, serving treats at parties, escorting residents to a concert, helping organize games, hanging decorations, and just engaging warmly with the resident. They do it all with a cheerful smile and are quick to say yes when we need a group to help with a special program. To give you an idea of just how great this group is, at our most recent National Assisted Living Week celebration, the basketball team amped up the energy of a dance party. Their enthusiasm encouraged partygoers to laugh and participate. Everyone had more fun because of the Concordia men's basketball team. We'd like to give a special thank you to Coach Ricky Yan for leading these terrific events and athletes. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Who would like to say a few words?
Yeah, on behalf of the Concordia men's basketball team, we just want to say thank you so much for all that you guys have done for us, just inviting us and being hospitable while we were here, and we're just so thankful on behalf of our team. And I know I've experienced a lot of just cool opportunities here, and it's always by serving, it makes me feel better as a person, and I feel like I've helped somebody, and I know the guys on our team can have a testimony to the same thing. So we're very thankful, and we appreciate you guys. Thank you.